Hey everybody, it's Jonathan and I am back with another video. Feels like I haven't said that in a very long time, but this isn't exactly what I planned my first video back to actually be, but it definitely turned out to be that way because of some procrastination and me not finishing the book that I want to do for a reading vlog, so that's still a work in progress, but I definitely wanted to get this review out before the book actually comes out. This will probably come out the day that it actually is released. And so I've got a book review for you, and the book is You Made a Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. So I'm excited. Let's hurry up and get into this. This will be a pretty quick review for y'all, but I'm excited to talk about this. Hopefully no spoilers in this review. We'll see. If I do, I'll edit them out. But yeah, let's get into this review of You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. Alright, so if you have ever read anything by Akwaeke Emezi, you know that their writing style is just so expansive. I mean, you really can't pinpoint any genre that Akwaeke Emezi is like the best at. And what's so wild about this is this year they came out with a book of poetry, a memoir, a fictional title, and a YA book, which I don't understand how anybody can write at that level and give us the quality that they always give us. So of Akwaeke Emezi's work, I've read Pet and Freshwater. Bitter, the sequel or the prequel to Pet, came out this year. And this is the first time that I guess you could say that Freshwater is like a standard fictional, like a fictional novel, but You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty seems to be something that's completely different. And I say that because it almost is in the realm of like a contemporary romance. But I don't want to, and I guess this would be an insult to people that write contemporary romances, but I don't want to water it down to that level. But it is a love story of sorts. And so the book is titled You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. It comes out on the 24th, on May 24th. So definitely go pick it up. When this book comes out, when this video comes out, the book should be out. So definitely go pick it up. I'll just read the description and then go from there. So Feyi Edakola wants to learn how to be alive again. It's been 5 years since the accident that killed the love of her life, and she's almost a new person now. An artist with her own studio, sharing a brownstone apartment with her ride-or-die best friend, Joy, who insists it's time for Feyi to ease back into the dating scene. Feyi isn't ready for anything serious, but a steamy encounter at a rooftop party cascades into a whirlwind summer she could have never imagined. A luxury trip to a tropical island, decadent meals in the glamorous home of a celebrity chef, and a major curator who wants to launch her art career. She even started dating the perfect guy. But their new relationship might be sabotaged before it has a chance by the dangerous thrill Feyi feels every time she locks eyes with the one person in the house who is most definitely off limits. This new life she asked for just got a lot more complicated, and Feyi must begin a search for real answers. Who is she ready to become? Can she release her past and honor her grief while still embracing her future? And of course, there's the biggest question of all. How far is she willing to go for a second chance at love? Akwaeke Emezi's vivid and passionate writing takes us deep into a world of possibility and healing and the constant bravery of choosing love against all odds. The thing is, when I picked up the book, I didn't read the description. I did not read the description. So I definitely went into reading this blind. And I will say that I was completely knocked off of my feet. I definitely was just pulled into every single character. Feyi, Joy. Joy was hilarious. And Joy also, you could see, I saw a lot of myself in Joy. Joy as a character, she is sort of like dealing with this conflict because she continues to find these women that she is in love with, but every time she doesn't necessarily even want to admit that she's in love with, but every time she falls for somebody or gets in a relationship with somebody, it's a woman that's married. And so she has these, she sort of has this commitment issue. I would call it a commitment issue. She's scared of being with somebody that can give her everything, that can offer her the love that she deserves. And I think that that's a huge conversation to be had. And it's something that, I think that we talk about with our friends. I think that we, it's some of those like late night conversations that you have with your friends that the things you don't necessarily want to admit, like, and put out there. And, specifically with Faye, with Joy, it's not even that marriage aspect that I identify with. Joy is a character that just, I don't know. You're wondering if she really, what can she pinpoint what is stopping her from being fully committed or wanting somebody who can fully commit to her. So, y'all, there's that. I could talk about that forever. I mean, then you've got Faye, who is dealing with all of this grief from the loss of her husband. And she literally has been holding off on getting a relationship with anybody, sleeping with anybody since the death of her husband. And when she finally actually does go about sleeping with somebody, thinking that it was just going to be a one-time thing, and it ends up becoming more, it sort of like unlocks this door of like, who will be the perfect person to open myself up to for the second time. Really, somebody that I can love fully and not fear losing them. Who understands me and understands what I want and what I desire and what I need. And so there's all of just these multiple different conversations in this book. And, grief, love, commitment, art. Because I think that so many of the characters in this book are within like this world of art and sort of creation. You've got a chef, you've got a visual artist, you've got these art critics, you've got people that just work in that world, a world that is filled with so much emotion that you have to put so much heart and soul into. And so all of these characters are very emotional people. Like, this book it's not heavy, but the book definitely taps into all of your different emotions, which I absolutely love about this. Like, I was feeling like my entire way through this book, this 267 page book. And all of these characters are so complex in interesting ways. And they make mistakes, and they're so imperfect, and they make very questionable decisions, extremely questionable decisions. Like, right off bat, you can see the questionable decisions that they're making. And there was not a moment where I was ever like sure of the decisions they were making. And there's one particular quote from the novel. This one really, like, I had to stop and I had to jot it down, and I probably will be quoting this forever. It was when Faye was actually talking about her husband that passed away, and she was describing just like what he thought about people, and that he was someone that enjoyed just seeing people be imperfect. And it said, he loved people being messy as fuck. He said it was one of the best things about being human, how we could make such disasters and recover from them enough to make them into stories later. And that was just, I think that was something that's so real. Like, I think as readers, it's something that attracts us to characters that are imperfect, characters that are messy, characters that are complicated, characters that aren't one-dimensional, characters that make questionable decisions. And it really left me with this novel, like, feeling in a way almost conflicted, but also I was completely satisfied with the ending. Like, I definitely closed this book and I was like, And I definitely was like, oh, I wasn't screaming off the top of my lungs, like, why did she make this decision? I was like, okay. And I know that this novel is going to sit with me for a very long time. And I think that this is a perfect, like, book club book. If you want something that is layered, but also very casual reading, like, I know that these decisions and the characters will make a lot of room for discussion amongst your friends. And some of your friends may identify with some of these characters. And I'm sure you will have friends, and maybe even you will identify with these characters and have gone through maybe some similar situations and just figuring things out with relationships and love and second love and, you know, dealing with grief and moving on. How to move on is a huge part of this novel. So Faye is a character, quite a character. And even through all of this creating while dealing with all of these emotions, because Faye is a visual artist and still is kind of like, she still needs to create. She still needs to do what she is, use her gift. And so it's like art is sometimes inspired by some of the darkest, strangest situations and experiences. So yeah, definitely check out You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. Pick it up, let me know what you think. It's out now, so make this your book club book. Make this your next book club pick, and hit me up if y'all are ever having discussions, and, you know, just hit me up on my social media. Tell me that you picked up the book. Let me know what you think of the book. All of my socials are tobeblackandloved on Instagram, on Twitter. And I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody has to say about this phenomenal piece of work by Akwaeke Emezi. So pick it up, go ahead. Don't even question it. Go ahead. And I will catch all of you in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you pick up the book. Hopefully you enjoy it. And always remember that you are loved.